Hi, I'm going to show you 5 different ways to play your B chord on the mandolin. Subscribe and be on the lookout for 5 ways to play the C chord next. I already did 5 ways to play the A chord. Okay, before we start, just a reminder, your strings are G, G, D, D, A, A, E, E. You can remember that. Good dogs always eat. Alright, so first way to play the B chord, you're going to take your pointer finger and put it on the first fret of your D string. D strings, and then you're going to take your middle finger and put it on the second fret of the A string, and then take your ring finger and put it on the second fret of the E string, and then you're going to take your pinky and put it on the fourth fret of the G string. So that's one way to play that chord. And if you know your musical alphabet, since you have a finger on every string, you can move this up and down. Well, you can move it up and find any other chords. So that's B, so this would be C, C sharp. All right, I made a video teaching the musical alphabet, so you can go look at that. But so you're making your B note, D sharp note, C note, and your G natural note. All right, make sure your fingers are behind, not on top of the fret, because it'll mute the note. My note was a little muted when I played it a second ago because I was on top of the fret. And then make sure you're on your fingertips so you're not hitting another string. So that's one way to play your B chord. Another way to play the B chord is to put your pointer finger on the second fret of the E string, and then your middle finger on the fourth fret of the G string, and your ring finger on the fourth fret of the D string, and then your pinky's gonna go on the sixth fret of the A string. So you're playing your B note, F sharp, D sharp, and F sharp. So that's another way to play it. And again, you have a finger on every string, closed chord, so you can move this up and down and find other chords with this shape. Okay. And then a third way to play your B chord is to take your pointer finger and you're going to bar, which means you're going to press down both your G and D strings at the fourth fret. So you're playing your B note and your F sharp note with that pointer finger. And then your third finger is going to go on the sixth fret of the A string. And pinky's going to go on the seventh fret of the E string. So you're playing D sharp there, and you're playing B with your pinky. Okay, again, this can be moved up and down. I like this one the best out of the 3 that we have done so far. Another way to play your B chord is to put your pointer finger on the 6th fret of your A string. So you're on D sharp, right? Yeah. And then your second finger is going to go on the 7th fret of your E string. That's your B note. And then your third finger, so you're going to have no spaces in between 1 and 2. You will have an empty space in between 2 and 3. That third finger is going to go right there on your D string. And then you are going to have an empty fret in between 3 and 4. And your pinky goes here on the G string. So you can kind of use those dots as a guide too. You see that middle finger's on the dot? Third finger is on the D string right above that dot. And then fourth finger is right above your double dots if you have the same kind of neck as me on the G string. So what this is, if you watch the video with the A chords, it's the same shape we made for that A, just moved up 2 spaces, 2 frets. For B, this is a movable chord as well. You can move it up and down, find any chord. Okay, and then our last one, you're going to take your pointer finger and put it on the 8th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right above your second dot, if your dots are the same as mine, you see that on the G string. And then 2 and 3 will go on the 9th fret, on the D and the A. So we have, and then you're going to have an empty fret in between 3 and 4. See that? Where pinky is? This dotted fret, it's empty. So we have, it's another way to play it. And you can move this up and down the neck as well if you know your musical alphabet pretty easily. Alright, so that's 5 ways to play your B chord. Like this video if it was helpful, and subscribe to learn 5 ways to play all your other chords.